And what can be really overwhelming about a winter season is that we don't have any evidence to show all the stuff that's been going on the inside of us, all of the years of sowing and obedience and faith and trust and hope. It feels like there's just a lack of evidence. And the lack of evidence can feel painful. It's the same way in our spiritual life. Winter can be a really painful season because we don't have any evidence. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure there are some of you that are watching this that are in that exact season. It's like, I don't have any evidence. I'm doing the exact same thing as I did last year. Even in my spiritual world, it feels like we just paused. God said something. I believe him. I'm serving him. I haven't changed position. But there seems to be a lack of evidence of growth, of vibrancy, of hope. And I just am kind of there. We can find hope in the Psalms that David talks about in Psalm 63. I mean, this is definitely a Hebrew man who painted a picture of a man who found himself in the desert. He says this, "You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you in a dry and parched land where there is no water." I mean, that's the words of a poet that's saying, I am in a dry land. I'm in a thirsty land. And I can't seem to find water. I can't seem to find this source. I'm just kind of stuck right here. And winter kind of feels like that. And so for some of you, I just want to say this. You aren't doing anything wrong. I just want that to go into your spirit. You're not missing anything. You know, you're not going to miss out on anything. You're in a season. And I want to encourage you that the season will change. It will shift. But you need to stand. Stand right where you are and not move. And remember the last thing God told you to do and do that thing really well. Here's some things I want to remind you in the season of winter. Winter can be a very uncomfortable time. It's uncomfortable when we feel kind of dead, and we're not dead. We're just dormant. You know, I look outside and we're just coming into spring, but I can look outside and a lot of our trees, they look dead. There's no evidence of growth. There's no evidence of shift or change, but the sun is out, the birds are chirping, and there's a beginning of newness. But if you were to just look at the evidence, you could cut those trees down and think, you guys are dead. You're not doing anything right now because it's not their season. They're still alive. They're dormant. They're doing everything that needs to happen on the inside. They're germinating and everything's growing, but it's just impossible to see. So it's uncomfortable. And the goal of the winter season is not to find comfort in things that will hurt you. Because that's really what we end up wanting to do is we want to medicate. We want to get out of the uncomfortable part. We want to run from pain. But if we can, instead of run from pain, if we can just walk through it, and sometimes it's just locking eyes with God and saying, I will not move from my gaze. I don't have to look around me. I don't even have to see ahead. I don't even have to define what's happened in the past. I just want to lock in and gaze in your eyes and know that I'm going to make it. And that's really what this whole season's about.